Welcome to What Self-Care Looks Like. I'm your host, Brittany Elliott. It may be hard to hear, but self-care is not spa days, a weekend getaway, or brunch with your bestie. True self-care is the practice of protecting your well-being and happiness, and it lives within your daily routine. I'm a self-care and mom life coach here to help you prioritize your needs and practice self-care in a meaningful way so you can reclaim joy in your motherhood experience. Let's get back to you. Hello. Welcome back to What Self-Care Looks Like. I am Brittany Elliott. I am your self-care and mom life coach here to help you prioritize your needs and practice self-care in a meaningful way so that you can reclaim joy in your motherhood experience. And we are in episode 3 of the New Year's Refresh series. And this series is all about helping you gain clarity about your vision for the vision that you have for your life, or even just the vision that you have for 2025, so that you can align your goals with what that vision is. And the other day I actually did a story on Instagram. I've been trying to stay consistent in my story, so typically every morning, at least Monday through Friday, I'll just pop in and give a self-care tip. It usually has something to do with something I thought of in the morning during my commute or while I was getting ready, or something I heard that inspired me, and I just pop in to give a little tip. So one I did recently was about, well, I guess it was yesterday. It was to make sure you're not setting goals that are actually other people's goals. So someone may come on social media, or maybe you're just having a conversation with someone, because I think a lot of times we get into the habit of talking about how things are on social media, but I know we're all living real lives outside of that space, and we interact with people on a regular basis. So maybe someone you interacted with at the top of this year is talking about what their goals are, and you say, you know what? That's a really good idea. I think I should do that too. Well, then, if you adopt that goal as your own, it's going to be very hard for you to be tethered to it in a way that's going to make you successful. Number one, it may not be in alignment with your vision. Number two, it may not be in alignment with the season you are in. So we're all growing through what we're going through. And you may just not be ready to take on a goal, even if it is a really good idea. And I'll speak from experience with this. I listen to a lot of personal development and like self-improvement podcasts, and I read a lot of books in that genre. And I also listen to a lot of personal finance um, podcasts that are specifically about um, like savings goals and how you spend and frugality and different things like that. And I hear a lot of things that are just really, really good ideas. And I think, oh, I would love to do that. But when I really think about where I am in my life, where I am with my finances, what our goals are, it's just like these are really great ideas, but they're not something that I am able to implement and want to implement right now, because there are other things that I'm trying to do. So sometimes if you just hear a great idea, the moral of the story, if you hear a great idea, it's nice to put them on your list or your vision for the long term, but don't feel like it's something that you have to be striving for, working toward right now. So even in this series, we're talking about the 5 wellness points that are going to make you feel the most whole as a mother, as a woman, make you feel the most fulfilled and vibrant and thriving. And still, not every single thing that we're talking about is going to be something that you need to implement, or that you may even be in the season to implement. A lot of it is, one, giving you ideas and exposing you to a more holistic way of seeing your self-care, seeing how your goals align with the vision, and kind of guide you on the trajectory that you're supposed to be on. But I don't want you to get through the entirety of this series and think, I have to do every single thing and implement every single thing that I talked about or that I wrote down in the companion guide, because that's not the case. We are just aligning your vision, um, really for the year. And you can even take it down to bite-sized pieces. Like, what do you want the next 3 months to look like, 6 months, 9 months, it's a year. You can do it in 3-month increments. So just remember to keep you in your goals. Moral of the story. So today is all about physical wellness. This is the part when I get back to the script. So make sure you have downloaded your companion guide, because we're going to be working on page 7 today. As we're in episode 3, and it's all about physical wellness. You can download your companion guide at backtouin5.com/mom. So physical wellness promotes proper care of our bodies for optimal health and functioning. It consists of recognizing the need for physical activity, healthy food, sleep, as well as preventing illness and injury and managing chronic health conditions. I also include your physical appearance into this physical wellness bucket. How you feel about how you look, how you feel about what you are wearing, how you feel about your skincare regimen, how you feel about how you physically present yourself to the world is important, because it will impact your emotional wellness. If you have insecurities in your physical appearance, if you feel like you are not where you want to be physically, all that is going to impact your emotional wellness, which we'll talk more about emotional wellness in episode 5. But that's going to impact your emotional wellness negatively. And it is going to impact how you approach your physical wellness. It's going to impact what drives your approach to physical wellness and the metrics that you use to measure how well you're doing, especially when it comes to your physical fitness. And last season, Bree Ogletree was a guest on the show. She's a personal trainer, and she talked about how the scale and measuring your weight is just one metric on the list of physical fitness or physical wellness measures. So being on the scale and just measuring your weight, it doesn't tell you how you feel, how much you sleep, how nutritional your diet is, or how much movement you have had on a particular day. And the scale itself and just capturing your weight, it is just a snapshot in time. And I think it's important to understand that, especially as we're navigating motherhood and we're getting older. That's just a fact. And as we get older, first of all, pregnancy changes your body. After you have your child, that changes your body. If you have more than one child that you birth, that changes your body physically as well. And then just aging on its own just changes things. And you have to be mindful of how your body feels, how you want it to feel, how your body looks, and how you want it to look. Everything has to be in alignment. It can't just be you went to the doctor told you that you were overweight, and so now you're going to do all of these things because the doctor told you that you're overweight. My doctors have been telling me that I am overweight based off of my height and what my weight should be my whole life. Ever since I was at an age where I could understand what it means to be told you are more than what you should be. So I'm always focused on how I want to feel, how I want to look, and different things like that. And I saw on, pretty sure it was on Instagram, which is where I spend a lot of my time. There was a woman talking about, now that she's, I think, going into her 40s, maybe, like just how much more she has to do just to even get her body to maybe stay the same. She's like, I have to get so much sleep. I have to eat so much protein. I have to work out so much. And she's saying, 20 years ago, when she was in her 20s, she didn't have to worry about that. she could just change her diet for a couple of days and she would be right at the goal that she wanted to be for the weekend. And I can relate to that 100%. It's like, hey, I bought this dress. It was a smidge, smidge too tight. It's like, you know what? I know what I have to do to make sure that I fit into this dress comfortably, and that'll be fine. Also, I cared so much more about that stuff when I was in my 20s. I was way more vain, way more self centered. I was out there, like I was on the prowl trying to catch the attention of, men and like just people. You're just like, I'm a social butterfly, and I just wanted to be not always the center of attention, but I wanted to make sure that people noticed me and noticed that I had value in whatever context that was at the time. Maybe I'll have a deeper dive episode into my past life at another time. But just be mindful of that as we're working through physical wellness. So, at the beginning of my self care journey, I only felt the need to change my fitness habits once my clothes started to fit snug, because that's what told me that my body was changing shape more than the scale telling me that. Because even now, the scale can be like within a 10-pound weight, and I probably don't look much different to most people. The scale's not telling me anything. I can still fit my clothes. I'm still sleeping fine. Everything's cool. Like usually in the winter months, I gain about 5 pounds, and then when it comes to the spring, then I start to lose them, and then by summer, I'm probably at my lowest weight on the scale. Now in 2025, I'm trying to do that a little differently. I'm trying to be mindful of things, which I'm going to talk about why that is. But I still use the how my clothes fit as a check-in point for how my workouts are going and how my body size and shape is. And that's what I use. That just tells me, okay, your body has changed shape. And I will tell you that before the holiday, I wore a specific pair of pants to work and they fit me very well. They were nice, they were comfortable. And then after the new year, I wore them again and they were loose. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, I didn't lose any weight. Well, maybe. Like maybe I lost 8 pounds, 2 pounds, but I lost a lot of inches from working out. So the point of this is I don't want you to only focus on the scale. And if you have some physical goals that have to do with your weight, I want you to pair that with how you feel just overall. Okay. So for me, working out makes me feel just really good and strong. But most of all, movement slows down my mind. And when my thinking is slower, I can organize my thoughts better. As soon as I open my eyes in the morning, I start to think about so many things. Like I have a full on strategy session about business or how my day is going to go, or, things I maybe want to do with my family before I even get out of the bed. And so even if I wake up and then only 2 minutes have passed, my brain is flooded with so much information and it's hard for me to keep track of it. So initially when I started more of the fitness, the physical wellness part of my self-care routine, I just was trying to slow down my thoughts enough so that I can journal what the heck I was feeling, because otherwise I couldn't do it. And so that still rings true now for the benefits I get from just moving my body. It just slows down my mind, gives me so much mental clarity because I have a very vivid imagination. I even dream a lot. My dreams are pretty wild and very detailed. And so sometimes I wake up in the morning and I'm exhausted because I've just been dreaming so hard. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. Maybe if you're a psychologist and you're listening, maybe you know something about dreams, or maybe there's something I need to be concerned about. If so, just let me know. Um, but once I started focusing on my physical wellness, I started also becoming more cognizant of how food makes me feel. And I just can't eat the same way anymore. So I had to change my diet to things that just make me feel better. And that, me changing my diet, has nothing to do with I'm changing my diet because I'm chasing a number on the scale, or I'm changing my diet because I'm chasing how my clothes fit me. It's a separate focus, but it impacts everything else. And I drink a lot more, like I do more smoothies because pack them with protein in the morning. It's like a meal replacement, but they're green smoothies. So I'm getting my fruit and vegetable intake in a smoothie as a meal replacement, which one increases the amount of like vegetables I'm getting. So from a nutritional standpoint, it's an improvement for me. But also, I process it well. It doesn't make me sick or nauseous or anything in the morning, and it's just a nice, quick, easy option for me. I eat a lot of stir fry meals with my protein being ground turkey and beans, and then I put like brown rice or something in there with it, with veggies, and that type of meal, just eating the same thing every day, is really good for my body. I still really really love steak and potatoes. I love a steak meal so much, but I feel a lot better if I eat it like at lunchtime instead of dinner time. It's just too heavy now if I do it later. And it didn't used to be like that. So you need to be really mindful of just how things are making your body feel, even movement. Like, how is movement making your body feel? How does this body position have your body feel, and things like that. um I had a C-section with my daughter, so there are just some movements I can't do them. Like, I'm still in the process of recovering my like deep core from all that trauma. And my daughter's almost 7. And I still haven't recovered all my insides and all that. Maybe I never will. I don't know. I need a lot of sleep now. My daughter's bedtime routine starts at 8. My bedtime routine starts at 8. I try to be asleep by 8:30, if not 8:30, then 9 p.m. So even though I get about 8.5 hours of sleep every night, some days I just still wake up just really tired. And that just depends on how active I was the day before, both mentally and physically. I've made a lot of changes to my wardrobe just through focusing on what my style is now and how I want my style to be, and also what makes me feel the most comfortable. Like, I want to be I want to look good. I want my appearance to be nice. I want to wear like nice things, and I want to look put together. I also want my clothes to feel comfortable. I want to be able to move in them. So I started wearing my clothes like a little bit bigger. It's like I can fit a small, but give me a medium. I want to like a little bit more room. Even with my pants, I really only wear like tighter fitting clothes if I have on like my workout clothes, leggings and stuff, and then occasionally I'll run out and do errands and that stuff. But I'm just like, what is comfortable? I pay attention to fabrics. What fabrics make me feel good? What fabrics do I not sweat in? Because I'm just like a kind of a sweaty person, and my sweat stinks. And I don't want that throughout the day. So what kind of more natural fabrics can I use that make me feel comfortable on um, a daily basis? What fabrics are like wash well, and what places can I shop that their clothes hold up when I wash them and it's not like a one-time wear? So all that stuff is very very important to me. Like, where can I shop that their clothes are pretty consistent? I will tell you now, I do a lot of shopping at Old Navy, Kohl's, and for my daughter, we do a lot of shopping at like Children's Place. But I like Old Navy in places who have a brand and style of pant that I know no matter what color it is, what season it comes out in, I know I wear this size and that pant every time. I can order it online, I can order it in the store. I don't have to try it on. I know that this style of pant fits me. Same with tops. Even though we're talking about physical wellness, all of our wellness points impact the other. And I need things to be simplified and easy to maintain. I need it to be sustainable. So understand that physical wellness is your whole body, what you put inside of it and what you put on it. It's how you wear your hair, how you do your nails, it's the glasses you wear, how you do your makeup. And I'm not saying that you have to be someone who wears makeup or gets their nails done or likes to have their nails painted or does their hair a certain way. Like you don't have to do that. I'm not putting that on you. I'm just saying all of that encompasses your physical wellness. And so you're making decisions that impact your physical wellness, whether you do a thing or don't do a thing, it's still under your physical wellness bucket. And a lot of those things have changed for me, not just my wardrobe, but also like my nails. I do them myself now. I used to go to the hair salon after everything opened up after COVID. I still felt really uncomfortable being in the nail salon. I think I went one time after and I was like, I can't do it anymore. So I just bought a little kit off, I think I ordered it from Amazon, and I do my nails at home. And then for Christmas, my husband bought me a little thing that I can take my nail polish off without like scraping it because I use gel polish, that type of thing. I've really been investing in glasses. I wear these glasses most of the time, my clear lensed ones, but I have three other pairs of glasses that I really like because I thought I'm a glasses wearer. Why don't I invest in like fun, stylish glasses that just add a little something and that I can just use as an accent for just when I go out or for when I'm feeling spunky or fresh or whatever. Because I used to wear my contacts more often as I've gotten older. Wearing my contacts, especially for a full whole day, 2 to 3 hours max. That's it. Because my eyes get super tired. With makeup, so today, all I have for those who are watching and not just listening, all I did was fill in my brows, and then I put on like some chapstick because my lips have been so dry, and I feel like it's already like off. But I used to do full face eyeliner, mascara, blush, lip liner, lipstick, all this stuff. Now I put on foundation and or concealer just to cover my blemishes and because I have a lot of scarring from picking. And I do all that just to even my skin tone, fill in my brows. Maybe I'll pull a little bit of mascara on, not a lot. Not often do I do that because then like I just have a bad habit of touching my face and all this stuff. So usually I just do that and I'm out the door. I'm done. Skincare, I used to spend a lot of money on skincare because I used to always use like the top of the line products, and now I use what works. And a lot of the things that work I can find at the local drugstore. I can just order it through Amazon and then I'm done. Just very simple. Simple, simple, simple. Um so as we move through these prompts on page 7, I want you to think about everything that goes into your physical wellness, not just one surface level thing, but everything that goes into it. If you're looking for a supportive village of like-minded women to go through motherhood with, Reconnect is the membership for you. It's not just coaching and workshops, it's community. It's your roadmap to a life where your needs matter, your well-being thrives, and your joy is front and center. Whether you're just starting to explore self-care or you're ready for deeper support, there's a membership level to meet your needs. Visit back2in5.com to get started. This is probably a good time to mention that on page 5, there is a link to the overall wellness quiz, which will help you determine which wellness point is depleted for you so you can focus on self care activities that boost that wellness point. So on page 7, let me get to it. We have 3 prompts. So, prompt 1, what is your physical wellness routine right now currently? If it's nothing, just say I don't have one. So just say whatever it is. Mine, just for your information, if you care to know, I do mostly like weight training and strength training. And then we do have a treadmill at my house. We have a treadmill. We have a mini stepper. So I use both of those. And then we do have dumbbells. We have a weight bench down there. We have a couple benches because when I started my physical wellness routine a couple years ago, which didn't start right away in self-care. When I started my self-care routine in 2020 and really getting back to me and reconnecting with myself, I was focused on emotional wellness specifically, and I'll dive into why when we're in episode 5. But that blossomed into me wanting to do more for my physical wellness. And when I started to do workouts at home, then my husband started joining me to support me, but the workouts I was doing weren't challenging enough for him. So in order to make them more challenging, he started investing in dumbbells. So then we have all these different weights, and we kind of started building up our home gym. And now we've also integrated going to the gym because he has 2 gym memberships to do 2 different gyms for 2 different reasons. So I'll go with him when I can, which is rare that I can go with him. But otherwise, I just work out at home. You don't have to have all that equipment. Like I said, when I first started, it was just me, my phone, or my laptop on YouTube with Grow with Joe, who I still use her workouts, and she has grown so much in the time that she is. I mean, I don't know if I've been with her for since the beginning, but I've been watching her stuff for like 5 years at this point, and her business has just blossomed so much, and she does so much to support women, specifically moms, in their physical wellness and encouraging women to do it lazy. You can do it lazy. Just being consistent and so important. So just check her out if you're interested in some home workouts. Some of her stuff is not doesn't have any dumbbells. Some of it has dumbbells. Some of it's 15 minutes. Some of it's an hour. It's just a nice variety of things. I also did walk, run, lift, which was formerly just walk at home with Leslie Sansone, which is OG. Like my mom used to walk to her tapes, like VHS tapes and DVDs. And I was like, hey, I remember my mom was doing that. Let me see if she's on YouTube. And then I did. And now her brand has changed and all these other things are happening. So you don't have to have equipment to work out at home. You just need your home and access to the workouts. And I try to work out 4 days a week. That's my goal. Sometimes I miss it. Sometimes it's like, oh, I did something for 2 days, or it's 3 days. Sometimes it's like, oh, I worked out for 6 days this week. But 4 is my mark. That's what I try to get to. And I also have a standing desk at work. So I try to, at least this year has been my new thing, is for the first hour of work, I try to work standing up, and then at least one more time during the day, like if I'm doing just a project that's just on the computer, data entry, something like that, I just try to do it while standing. I used to work in retail for many, many years. So I had a job where I was standing up for many, many years. And I think now having a more sedentary lifestyle where I'm sitting more has an impact on my body. So I'm just trying to be mindful about standing more. So write down what your physical wellness routine is. Prompt 2, how do you feel about your physical appearance? And you have to be honest here. And it's not about like, let's say you don't feel that great. It's not about you listing, I don't feel great about this part, this part, this part, this part, this part. Like I want to change this. No, it's about how do you feel overall? How does your body? make you feel? How do you feel that you look? Do you feel good about your appearance? Do you feel like you want to make some changes to your appearance? Things like that. Like overall, how do you feel about your physical appearance? And prompt number 3 is, what are your physical fitness goals this year? For me, I just want to get stronger, do more strength training, do more weight training, because when I first started, it was just, get in shape. How does it make me feel? All of that, which a lot of it is still that in my physical wellness. But I was working out a couple weeks ago and I was doing push-ups, because in whatever workout I was watching, one of the workouts was push-ups. And as soon as I got to push-ups, I was like, oh my God, I'm about to struggle through however many minutes I have to do push-ups for. So then I started doing them and I was like, whoa, this is not as hard as I thought it was me. I done got strong out here. Like, I can do push-ups now. So then I thought, what else can I do? So now I'm just seeing, can I get a little stronger? What's it gonna look like? What's that gonna feel like? So now that my fitness routine is a habit and the things that I do for my physical wellness are habits, now I can do like a little bit of like fun things and just throw fun variations into it, like literally just for funsies, not because, oh, it's a direct line to how I want to feel and all of that. Because I will tell you, and we're going to wrap this up in a minute, but I will tell you that focusing on your self-care, being intentional about your self-care and your overall wellness, it is work. It is a lifestyle. Self-care is a lifestyle. You have to be proactive with it. It's a huge shift, most likely in what you're currently doing. And so, especially in the beginning, it's going to feel like work. It's going to be difficult and challenging. It's going to be hard. There's going to be days that you wake up and you don't want to do these things. And my story is, I started focusing on this. It was April 2020 when I was like, what is going on? You look like you don't care about yourself. Get it together. That was me. That was me experiencing in April 2020 a shattered sense of self. I'm almost 5 years from that happening. It feels like that was not 5 years ago. And I know there were times I did not want to do this, but I'll tell you something. I'm never going to feel how I felt in April 2025 again. Like, that is not an option. So you just got to be so attached to your why and attach your why to your goals, and don't adopt other people's goals as your own, and start by focusing on one thing at a time. So, I hope this episode's been very, very helpful. I did my best to stick to the script. As usual, I kind of go on my little tangents, but I'm always hoping that they are very helpful. And I appreciate you so much for being here. As always, make sure you do something nice for yourself today. Be kind to yourself, and I will talk to you very, very soon. See ya. Thanks for listening to this episode. I hope you learned at least one thing you can implement into your daily routine. To connect with me, follow at Back to You in 5 on Instagram. If you're feeling generous, share this episode with a mom you know and subscribe to the show. I appreciate your support. Remember, motherhood is a journey, not a destination. Grow through it and enjoy the view.